हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरकृष्णे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 2nd chapter, verse number 24, 25. And Uddhava is continuing to speak in response to Vidaraj's questions, and he is reciting the pastimes of Lord Krishna. And before explaining his activities, he wants to establish how Krishna is Supreme Person, and being Supreme, he has all the powers, and although he has all the powers, he does not manifest them. There are times where he behaves just like an ordinary person. And seeing this, Uddhava feels very despondent and sad that even such a personality, to whom all the great controllers of the directions and the planetary systems go into obeisances, he would behave as if he is a servant of Ugrasena or Vasudeva and so on. And in case somebody has any doubt about his supremacy, seeing his behavior of humility, then he also refers to his liberation of Shishupal and Putana. And finally, when he is talking, he said that he thinks that even these demons, they are actually the devotees, because they were so great that they got the chance to see the Lord at the last minute of their death and departure from their mortal body. And they were completely fixed in thoughts of the Lord. So in that sense, he considers them as devotees. Now, in short, he will talk about his activities beginning from his birth. So he has explained about the qualities of the Lord, his majestic feature, his madhurya feature, his beauty, his power to liberate even those who are killed by him. And now we will give like a short summary of the activities, leelas performed by Krishna. Vasudevasya devakyam jato bhojendra bandhane chikeshur bhagwanasya samajena vyachitaha. Lord Krishna, he was born from Devaki, wife of Vasudeva, in the prison of Kamsa, Bhojendra. And the purpose was to bring peace. Chikirshur Bhagwanasya Ashram Ajena Abhijachita. Because he was requested by Brahma. So as there is a story in the 10th canto, that when earth was burdened, she approached Brahma, and Brahma, he went and prayed to the Lord, and then Lord gave him a message that very soon he will appear. So that is being mentioned here, that Ajena Abhyachita, being requested by Brahma, and to establish peace on earth, Lord appeared in the prison house of Kamsa. So he started from the prison, his movement. Many politicians in the history, they were in the prison before they did anything by coming out. So they were put in the prison by the opponents, and while being in the prison they made their plan. When they were released, then they created a revolution. So Krishna was also born in the prison. Then he came out with his plan, and one by one he killed all the demons and established peace on earth. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Vidura Prasna Samadhanartham Moshal Leela Avasyam Vaktavya Iti Tam Dukkhamayi Leela Sukhmaya Leelaya Sahiti Kritya Eva Vivakshuraha Vasudeva Sinti. So it says that Vidura had asked a question about Lord's welfare, and therefore it is compulsory that he answers that question. But if he would have just answered the question of Vidura, then he has to only talk about Mosal Leela, which means the destruction of Krishna's family in this fight amongst each other at Prabhas, and then how Lord Krishna also disappeared. So that is very painful to describe that, and he also knows that Vidura will feel big pain in his heart if he hears that. So before he comes to that point, he is making a background for it. So he starts explaining the sweet pastimes of the Lord, and then he will talk about the bitter truth. So if you have to give the bitter news to somebody, then don't give it just like that and shock the other person. So you start slowly, speak some nice words, and then you can speak. So he is following this principle. Otherwise, it's like there was one company, and there were builders, construction company, and one worker, he died when he fell from the top. So they have to inform the wife. So they said that somebody should go and inform the wife that the husband has died in the accident. So they sent one of the colleague and told him that you go and inform her, but don't immediately go and tell that he has died. Sit down, take a few minutes, relax, and then you can inform. So this person was not very intelligent. He only thought that I should not tell directly that the husband is dead, I have to say indirectly. So he went and he pressed the bell, and then the wife came out and opened the door. So he asked him that, are you the widow of William? So this lady said, no, I'm not. So he said, you want to have a bet? So so that is not the way to give news. So similarly,
Did you make that up?
Uddhava is very clever, and although he has to give the bitter truth, but he is following the niti of Manusmriti. In Manusmriti, Manu says that Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Ma Briyat Satyam Apriyam. That you speak the truth and speak the pleasant truth. Don't speak the bitter truth. So of course he cannot avoid speaking the bitter truth. But before he speaks the bitter truth, he is supplying some sweet truth, the pleasant one. So in Ayurveda the principle is that when you eat you start with the bitter and you end with the sweet. Madhurena samapayat. But in his case he is doing the other way around. He is starting with the sweet and ending with the bitter. So that's what he is referring to here. It says Vidura Prashna Samadhanartham Maushal Lila Avasyam Vaktavya. So because Vidura had asked questions, so he has to speak the bitter truth. But he is not having the courage to say it immediately. Therefore he says Dukkhamai Lila. So we also read in the first canto that when Arjuna came from Dwarka, because for many months Krishna did not hear anything from Dwarka, so he had sent Arjuna to Dwarka to get news of Krishna. But in those days there was no internet and no cell phone, so a person has to go personally carrying news. So Arjuna stayed there for a few months, and Yudhishthira was worried that what happened, why he has not come. And he was also seeing some bad omens. So he was very worried. And then one day Arjuna appeared. And when Arjuna appeared, he was looking very pale and sad and unhappy. So he asked him what happened. And then so many questions he asked, that did somebody take shelter of you and was not able to, you were not able to help him, or you did some heinous crime, did you kill a cow, or is it that you have killed some brahmana? So many questions he asked him. So Arjuna then starts speaking and starts crying and saying that I am completely finished because my power is gone. So Uddhava, he is not saying directly like that. He says he is mixing the painful news with the sweet pastimes of the Lord. Therefore he starts reciting this. Bhojendrasya bandhanagare. Bhojendra means Kamsa in his prison. Asya prithivya shram sukham. And Krishna came to bring peace on earth. So this was the purpose of his coming. And although the word sham means peace, but sham also means devotion. In 11th canto, Uddhava asked many questions to Lord Krishna. What is dharma, what is adharma, what is moksha, what is peace, and what is yoga, so on. So when he asked question what is sham, which literally means peace, then he said that shamo man nishtha prokta. That sham actually means devotion to me, Krishna. Because unless one is a devotee of Krishna, there is no possibility of peace. This is the reality. Nobody can be peaceful in this material world unless one takes to devotion. So when it is said that he came to establish peace, it really means that he came to give the message of devotion. So he spoke Bhagavad Gita, and the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, when he says that now I am going to tell you the most confidential thing, Sarva Buddhya Tamam Bhuya Shunu Me Paramam Vacham, that again hear my supreme confidential words. So he says, Man mana bhava mad bhakta. That you become my devotee, which means fix your mind on me. So that is the formula Krishna is given. There is no other formula which works. Other things are there. He also spoke to Uddhava on various topics in great detail, much greater detail than what he spoke to Arjuna. But his conclusion is always in devotion. So that is the essence of Vedic literature, is bhakti. And without bhakti there is no happiness, there is no peace, there is no harmony in society. It is only by devotion that people can unite together. Because to unite, we have to have one goal. And that is only possible in devotion. Because if people are following the path of yoga, then they have their independent goals. That everybody wants liberation. Yoga means that I want samadhi, I want to become liberated. So then everybody is independent. There is no question of any unity. Because the other person also wants samadhi, liberation. Same with Gyan Marg. And if somebody is interested in enjoying here or in heaven, then there is no question of unity because they all have their desire. But when it comes to devotion, then there is unity. Because in devotion there is only one thing, that we want to serve Krishna. So there is no conflict. And only in devotion the conflict can be resolved. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that the Yuga Dharma is Sankirtan. Because in Kali there is quarrel, disharmony. And it is only by Sankirtan that people can unite. So in Sankirtan everybody has one goal, that we sing the names of the Lord in harmony, which signifies also doing other services in harmony. It's not that when we do kirtan we sing nicely and then we go out and we start fighting. So if we can do Sankirtan together, then after that we also do devotion together with that one aim of pleasing Krishna. And only when the aim is one, then people can unite. If everybody has got different goals, then there is no unity. Then there is politics. Politics comes because there is one seat and 10 people are contesting for it, or 100 people. So then everybody wants the other person to pull down. So there is only one seat. Then there is competition. And then this competition brings all other problems. It brings cheating, telling lies, hypocrisy, duplicity, all the techniques of politics, all the niti, then that comes into play. But if our goal is to serve Krishna, then we are not contesting for anything. We are working for one goal. So then we help each other. And if we don't help each other, then we are not doing devotion. So therefore in bhakti, there is no fighting and there is no envy. In every other path there is enviousness. So then therefore the shram, this peace, can be only in bhakti. People are talking about universal peace. It's not possible without devotion. No matter how much they say that all religions are same, nobody believes it. They talk. When it comes to their own belief, then everyone thinks that my religion is the best and it is better than others. When they go on the stage, then they say all religions are same. There is one God. So that is only talk. But behind the curtain, everybody is thinking that actually I am following the best. But if people take to devotion in the true sense of the word, then it is possible to unite. Otherwise not possible. So therefore Krishna also says this in Bhagavad Gita, that Bhoktaram Yaditapsam Sarvalok Maheshwaram, that I am the enjoyer and maintainer of all sacrifices, I am the controller, and one who knows this becomes peaceful. Gatva mam shantam vicchati. So unless one comes to this Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that everything is Vasudeva, Krishna, then it is not possible. So there are some people who are not willing to accept this. Then Krishna removes them. He has two policies. One is of exterminating the terrorists, another is giving knowledge. He has his chakra also, Sudarshan. That is one way that he gives his darshan. Another is that he also has a flute. And nice music coming from it. So flute is not for everybody. If Bakasura came, then Krishna was not playing flute for him, because he knew that this guy doesn't understand music. Some people don't have any taste for music. So he had a different program for them. So this is the way to deal with terrorism. That some people have to be removed. They have to be dealt with chakra, with power. And others have to be given proper knowledge, understanding. Not that you only use power for everybody, or non-violence, like Mahatma Gandhi. That also does not work, because they killed him. He himself was removed by violence, and he was propagating non-violence. So non-violence ended in violence, because there are some people who don't understand this language. So they have to be removed. So that's the message Krishna is giving. So then what he did, that after he was born, then he came to Braj. He was born in Mathura, but he did not live in Mathura, because he was so much attracted by Nanda and Yashoda's love that was pulling him. So he spent half an hour in Mathura and then he said, now please take me away from here, because there is danger there. Sometimes you have to make some excuse. You go to some party or some invitation, you really don't like to go there, but you have to go. Then you make an excuse to go out from there. So Krishna was in Mathura, then he made an excuse. He was telling them, don't fear, I'm here, but then he himself is making the excuse. And then Devaki in her prayers is telling to Krishna, don't fear from Kamsa. And then he puts his magic, and Vasudeva Devaki start fearing about his welfare and says, you remove me from here quickly. So he goes to Nanda Maharaj, because that's where he felt very relaxed. He was so much in love with the Vrajvasis. So therefore he says, Tato Nanda Vrajamitaha Pitra Kanshad Vibhyata Vibhyata Ekadasa Samastatra Gudhachi Savalo Vasat. From there he came to Vraja of Nanda Maharaj from Mathura. And he was taken by his father, having fear from Kamsa. So Kamsa was, Vasudeva was very much fearing that Kamsa will come and kill Krishna. So therefore he carried him from Mathura to Dwarka. And when he was in Mathura, he was manifesting his opulence because of chakra and small club, he was having baby club in his hand. And then he hid it. So it says Ekadasa Samastatra Gudharchi Sabalo. So that Krishna lived for 11 years in Vraj, just like the hidden fire. Like there is fire in the wood and it is not visible, or there is fire in petrol but you don't see it. It's only when it comes out then you realize, oh, it is so full of energy. So he also remained hidden, and once in a while he will manifest the fire. And he lived there along with his brother Balaram for 11 years. So this verse says Ekadasha Samastatra Gudharchi Sabalova. So there are two opinions, that Krishna lived for 11 years or he lived for 15 years. Because Krishna's age in Vraj is supposed to be 15 years. He is Kishore, which is 15 years and some few months. I don't know, 5 months, something like that. So that is how old he is. And then when he goes to Mathura, he is older than 15. So Bhagavatam says 11. Sometimes they say that although he was 11, he looked like 15. But Sanatana Goswami has also written in Brihad Bhagavatam, where he says, Athva Kaishore Antasimige Panchadase Varsheva Bhagavan Gokulan Mathuripurim Agataiti Gayam. Says, he first says he lived 11 years, then says, or we have to understand that because Kaishora starts at 11, up to 5 years is the Kumar, and then there is Paganda till 10, and then there is Kishore. So there are 3 ages of Krishna in Vraj: Kumar, Paganda and Kishore. So Kishore begins at 11. So either you say that he was Kishore when he left, and another one is that he left when Kishore was, Kashorya age was ending, which is 15. Then he is becoming Yuva, the 4th. So this is another opinion. It says Sri Bilva Mangaladivi Vraje Yavan Udbhed Varnanath. Because Bilva Mangal Thakur has described that his Yavana was beginning, youth. So that means 15 was over. Tatha Tatha Praudha Leeladi Shravanacha. And that his Leela of youth are described. So it says Tatra Yadyapi Balyapi Balodare Kadi Prakashanat Praudha Bhavo Na Sambhavito Bhavet Tathapi Praudhakar Ras Vishesha Udayadina Param Manoharat Papeksha Panchadash Varshiyatvam Eva Paramadgitam Syat. So there is a lot of discussion about it. Some say that he was 11 only thing is that he will manifest the power of 15. Says that although it is possible for him, but that beauty of youth is not possible in that age, so it is accepted. Tacha Sahaj Param Saukumari Adina कैशोर प्रवेश तुल्यमेव इति न किंचित अनिष्ट शंका स्यात् एवं 15 वर्षाणि व्रजे वसन्ति सात्. So he concludes that he lived 15 years.
You know that in Latin, Juventus, Juventus is youth. Juventus, same sound.
That's why they're saying Sanskrit came from there.
Juventus.
That's why they say that there is one language which is the mother of Indo-European languages, and from that came. So whatever is the reality, 11 or 15, or maybe both, Pitra hetuna ito gataha. So because of the father, he left from Mathura to Dwarka, ekadashama samvatsaran vyapya avasat, living 11 years there. And tavata eva kalena balya paganda kashor leela sampurte, because it took him 11 years to complete his balya leela, paganda leela and kashor leela. So 5, 5 and 5, these are the 3 leelas. So 11 senses of his devotees, and he remained 11 years to give happiness to the 11 senses. And how he lived, he says, Gudharchi, like a hidden fire, like a hidden bomb somewhere. There is always news that they say, oh, there is a bomb planted in this plane, and there is a panic. So Krishna was also Gudharchi. He was hidden fire bomb. Outside it looked very simple, but inside there was a lot of energy. Whenever some demon came, then he will manifest it, then he will hide. So that was the reason. Prakrita hi kansadibhir alakshita tattva. Why? That he did not want to be recognized by people like Kamsa. Because if he manifests a power, then Kamsa will immediately understand. But he was just simple. Only thing is that once in a while Kamsa will become doubtful that how is that this Putana was killed so powerful. How this small baby killed. Says, I don't believe this. But when he hears about Krishna, they say, no, he's a small baby. So Saktasur and Bakasur and Vyomasur and Asur, all were killed, and finally he realized that he's somebody. So then he called him to Mathura. He thought that he will get him killed. So this is one reason that he was hiding. There is another reason which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. So both are true because Krishna has different reasons when he does. But this is the sweet reason. It says Madhurya Udrekena Gudha Ashwarya. Or you can understand that his Ashwarya, his power was hidden because there was too much Madhurya. Madhurya and Ashwarya are two aspects of the Lord. And the characteristic of Madhurya is that it keeps Ashwarya down. And more is Madhurya, then less is Ashwarya manifest. And less is Madhurya, then more Ashwarya becomes manifest. So Krishna is equal to Madhurya plus Ashwarya. Like x plus y is equal to 10. So if x is 3, then y has to be 7. And if x is 7, then y can be 3. So Krishna is Madhurya plus Ashwarya. And if Madhurya is more, then Ashwarya is correspondingly less. So less means not that it is not there, because he is Krishna, he has both, but less manifest. If Madhurya is more manifest, then Aishwarya is less manifest. And if Aishwarya is more manifest, then Madhurya is less manifest. So this is what is shown in Braj pastimes, that because there was too much Madhurya, then Aishwarya was not manifest. That is the real meaning of Gudha Archi. The fire signifies here is Aishwarya. So sometimes he will even manifest his Aishwarya, but the devotee, because of Madhurya, will not believe that he is God. So it's immediately the Aishwarya is hidden. Like when Mother Yashoda saw the universe in Krishna's mouth, then she did not immediately start praying to Krishna like Arjuna did. When Arjuna saw the universal form, then he was standing there with folded hand and he was having his prayers. That you are Supreme Person, you are this, you are that. Yashoda did not do that. And the reason was that because Yashoda has so much love for Krishna, that the Aishwarya mood could not come out, did not dare to come out. They knew that if Aishwarya comes out, he will be smashed by Madhurya. So she was only thinking that what is this? Am I dreaming? Swapnot Deva Maya. She was looking, says, I am the wife of Nanda, I'm not dreaming. Then she thought, is it Deva Maya? Is it the Maya manifested by our deity? But she did not think that I am seeing Krishna's Aishwarya. So this is the meaning of Madhurya Udrekena Gudha Aishwarya. Because of the love of his devotees, he is not able to manifest his Aishwarya. When he was having rasa dance with the gopis, and gopis thought that they are so fortunate that there is nobody like them, then Krishna disappeared from there. Prasadaya, prasmaya cha, tatreva antargiyate. To bless them and also to remove if they have any feeling of pride. Then Krishna just disappeared right there. And after that, when gopis were searching, he sat down. Tasam tat saubhagam idam saubhagamadam vikshya manam chakeshava prasmaya prasadaya tatraiva antardhiyate. So when he saw that the gopis have become proud of their fortune, then to quell their pride and to give their blessings, his grace, he just hid there. Tatraiva, he did not go anywhere else. He was just hiding behind a tree and seeing what these people will do now. He was an expert in it. Or maybe he took somebody's shawl, Gopi's shawl, and put on himself. And he did not have beard or mustache. So he started looking like a gopi, so nobody thought that because in that big huff, everybody getting panicky. They did not notice that he's just standing there quietly, watching everything. He was just standing under a tree. So when they were searching, then he played this game that he wanted to see. So he manifested 4 arms. He became Narayan. When gopis came, they asked, they did not think that this is Krishna, because they cannot believe that Krishna can have 4 arms. It's not possible. They only have love for his two-handed form. So they said, have you seen Krishna? So Krishna was surprised. They did not even ask, who are you? And you are Narayana and pay our obeisances. And wow, it is so great to see you here. People are doing austerities for ages and ages to see Narayana. They say they don't say anything. They say, where is Krishna? Can you please tell where is Krishna? You are Narayana, so you must have some power to tell us that. And when Radharani came, he could not hold these four hands. So then he has to come here with two hands. So that is the meaning that Madhurya Udrekena Gud Aishwarya. Because of Madhurya, the Aishwarya remains hidden. That is the inner meaning of Gud Harchi. Sabalo Avasat. And he was there along with Balaram, because he also needed some association for performing his pastimes. So Balaram was also there, who was having the same age. Parito vatsapairvatsans charyan viharad vibhu yamnopavane kujad dvilsam kulitamripe. So next he is talking about now his Kaumariya Leela, after he came and what he was doing. So he says he was surrounded by cowherd boys, Vatsapa. Vatsa means calf. We have this word bacha in Hindi. It comes from Vats. Vats became bacha. Or for the calf you have bachda. It's also coming from Vatsa. So Sanskrit word is Vatsa. Sanskrit Vats is the word for calf. It is also used for a child. So therefore in Hindi there are two words, one for child, one for calf, both coming from Vatsa, becoming as Bacha and Bachda. So he was surrounded by many bachas, many cowherd boys around him. And Vatsan Charyan Viharad Vibhu. So what were they doing? They were having many calves. And he will go with them into the forest and play. So this was his Kaumariya Leela. Just playing with the children, with the calves. So Krishna likes cows very much. That's why he is called Gopal. And now he was not Gopal, now he was Vatsapal. Because he was only taking care of the calves, the small baby cows, not the big ones. So that's why it's called here as Vatsapal. Protector. So Charayan Viharad. So they will go to the forest and the cows they graze. This chara means to eat, chara also means to walk. And the cows do both. They walk, they also eat. So this is called charan. And Krishna was taking them, so Charayan. He was making them go in the Vraj and eat grass. So that's how he wandered. Although he was Vibhu, he is the Lord. So Krishna, his Madhurya Leela is very simple. There is no complication. And there is no distance between him and other people. There is no protocol to see him. When he is in Aishwarya, then he is not wandering like this. Then he has servants and people around him. Cannot approach him easily. See what happened to the Kumaras. They had to cross 6-7 gates and they had trouble at the 7th one. So then only they can see Krishna. And here anybody can see. That's why it is very confusing for people to understand or realize or accept that Krishna was God. So once Durvasa also came because he heard Krishna is in Braj, and when he saw Krishna, Krishna was playing in the dust outside like Indian boys play in the dust, and he was naked. Because in India the young children, babies, they don't wear any dress, it's hot here anyway. And they don't have this system of putting that, what is that? Diaper?
Okay.
So it's
Shorts.
just
Shorts.
diaper, passing urine in that.
Okay.
So it's all causing pollution. So you just pass urine wherever you want to pass it. What is the problem? It's all earth, no dirt, nothing. Otherwise, so much pollution because of this diaper. And so much uncomfortable for the baby, especially in the hot season. He'll be sweating like anything. So there is no such. So he was just naked and only had this little kinkani, this thread around his waist and one small bell. That is just to keep track of the baby where he was. So when he saw that, he was wondering how he can be God. So he looked So he looked at him, and when he was looking at him, Krishna opened his mouth and smiled. And when he smiled, then Durvasa was sucked inside his mouth. And when he was sucked inside his mouth, then he saw that there was a whole universe inside. And he was traveling from one planet to another planet, and like this he lived for years inside. Then finally he was thrown out, and then he sees that Krishna is standing and smiling there. So now he believed that he is God. So that is the meaning, Gudha Archi, that his opulence remains hidden, but sometimes he can manifest without changing his features. He does not change his physical features. He looks same, but manifests the power. That is meaning of good Harshi. So he was tending the calves, and it was such a nice atmosphere because there was a forest on the bank of Yamuna Upavane. Upavane means close to Yamuna there was forest. Now it is so sad we don't see any forest, and there is hardly any water in Yamuna, and if it is not clean. But imagine when Krishna was there, it was so nice, full of trees, and Kujada Dvija Sankulita Angharipe. There were very nice birds chirping, and there were so many trees. Like you go to the west and nice forests are there. So Sankulit Angripa means very close cluster of trees. So in the west they still maintain forest like that. But here in Vrindavan also there was a forest. And all kinds of birds and animals were there. And even up to 50, 60 years ago it was like that. So the people who are old, like Maharaj, he always tells that this was all forest here. And then Britishers, they gave contract to cut the forest and make coal from the trees. Because now there is a movement to plant trees. So he was laughing. He says, first they cut trees, now plant trees. So there were already trees here. So many. Big Kadamba trees. Now what you see, all this farming land, it was not like that. And so there used to be so many just blue cows and forest pigs and deer, they all disappeared. So that was And if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, that also describes like that. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So Kujada Dvija Sankulita Anghripe. The birds were there. So the word for bird in Sanskrit which is used here is Dvija. And Dvija also means twice born. So Brahmana is also called Dvija. And a bird is also called Dvija. Because a bird also takes two births. First he is born like an egg, and then he is hatched from the egg, so he is called. The teeth are also called Dvija. Because we have teeth as a child, then we have milk teeth, and they break, and we get another one. So in Sanskrit, Dvija means three. The birds, the teeth, and also Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, they are called Dvija because they have second birth. So it also can mean that all these birds, they were devotees. And they are there to sing song, because it is said that in Vrindavan the trees are kalpavriksha. So if the trees are kalpavriksha, then birds cannot be ordinary birds. They also must be devotees. And they are being devotees, they are singing songs, they are doing kirtan. They are singing Krishna's kirtan. So that's what the atmosphere of Vrindavan. And the trees are called Angripa. Angri means feet and pa means to drink, because they drink their food through the feet. They are standing, their head is up and the feet are down. So usually you drink through your mouth, but trees, they drink through the feet. That's why the name Angripa. So there is hardly any comment on this. Kujad bhir dvijay sankulita vyapta Angripa yatra tasmi. They say that where there were birds chirping and many trees. Kaumarim darshayans cheshtam prekshaniyam brajokasham rudaniva hasan mugdha balasinghavalokanaha. So he was performing his Kaumari Leela, or Leela as a baby up to 5 years of age is Kaumar, and Darshayan Chestam Prekshaniyam Brajakasham. So his activities were very much liked by the Brajvasis, Brajakasham. And what type of activities he was doing? Says sometimes he will cry. Krishna was also crying. Like children, they cry. It's not that he was just smiling. And Hasan, then he will laugh sometimes. And Mugdha, Bal, sometimes he will appear like completely innocent, does not know anything, and do something mischievous, not knowing what is the outcome. And Bala Singhavalokana, and sometimes he will look like a lion. So these are his various activities which he was performing as a baby. Rudanivaiti balanam rodanam chastram. Why he was crying? He says that the weapon of a baby is crying. Babies are very helpless, but they have one weapon. They very well know it, and that is crying. Women also know this weapon, so they also cry. This is a very powerful weapon. You go somewhere where there are people and you start crying, and immediately people will gather and they'll say, what happened, what do you want, what is wrong. It's very, very powerful weapon. So the child has only one weapon. Of course he has the weapon of smiling and innocence, but this is his strong weapon, that if he starts crying, then people are giving their attention to him. So when Krishna wanted something, then he will cry, then the mother will come running. Yatha bala vinapi rodhan chinnam rodhanam darshayanti tathaiva matrinam agre adeya lobhya vastu prarthana hatado rudan eva bhavati. So the verse actually is saying that rudan eva means like, means he was not really crying, but he was making a show of crying. When there was some object which was not to be given to him, and therefore he did not get it, so he will beg for it, then the mother will not give, then he will make a show as if he is crying. So rodhan chinnam rodhanam darsanti tathai matrinamagre adeya lobhya vastu prarthana hatado rudan eva bhavati. And finally, because he is crying and he is not going to stop, sometimes children are like that, they are very persistent and they can go on crying. And then you get so fed up with it, okay, have it. So then you give it, and then they start laughing. So therefore he says Hasan. After crying, then next is laughing. So then he is laughing when he gets the thing. Kincha bhishana datyadi agame mugdho api balo api singho yata ghor sattva na bibheti kintu swa parakrameva drishtya dotati. Then he will also act like a mugdha bala singhavalokan. That is, if there is a child and a snake comes, then what child will do? He is not scared. He starts playing with it. So like that, he says he was behaving like innocent, and mugdha really means stupid. Because children are not only innocent, but they are also stupid. Because they do things which may be dangerous. Taking a snake in the hand, this is stupid. So like that, he will, when some dangerous animals came, because they are living in forest. Vrindavan is a forest. So he says, sometimes there are ghor sattva, there are dangerous animals. So he was not afraid. But Singha Avlokan, he will fight with them like a lion, cub. Swaprakrameva drishtya dotayati tatha bhutasya singhasya avlokanam yasya sa. And of course, when the parents will see this, then they will get scared that why he is not doing, he is not running away. So he says, Param Vatsalan Pitradin Vyakulayati. In this way he will make the parents very worried. So this was his Kumar Leela, which he was doing. And then in the upcoming verses, he is going to talk about his Poganda Leela. We will do it in the next class.
Okay.
No, my wife is asking when these blue cows were seen the last time.
No, they are still there, but not so many.
Just
I mean, even up to 10 years ago, you could see hundreds of them. Because from here to Chatikara was all like forest. We used to wander here. But now, I don't see them. This was, actually they used to call it as Blue Cow Forest. There's so many Nilgaya. So many of them. Big.
Still you can see in both.
Running like horse, you know. and very strong. And they are in group. Only thing is that if they go to the villages and if there is any crop, they finish it off.
You were mentioning about 11 years and 11 centuries of the devotee. So you can say something more about it.
Because devotee is happy when his senses are engaged in Krishna's service. So all 11 are engaged.
So he satisfied all. Another question about this 5 years, 5 years and 5 years. So the devotee who are taking part of this lila, is because of their liking, also their desire. And but there are some devotees, because for example you said that he was spending only half an hour in Mathura, and then he was attracted by the love of Yashoda and Nanda, and he immediately wants to come to Raj. So then Mother Yashoda and Nanda, they went through all these 15 years. I mean, they accompanied him, they were with him, with Krishna, all his youth. And then, when the youth was over, he went in his yoga, and he went back to Mathura. They didn't follow him there again. So the question is that these two things about Mathura and Vrindavan, these two different intensity of love. There is no a time when somebody can accompany him through all his staying in complete lila. It's like sections.
Because it's according to the mood. And if Nanda and Yashoda, they have Vatsalya, there is no, what is Vatsalya when somebody is youth? And you know that now he is capable, can take care of himself. Vatsalya means that there is a child and he is helpless and you have to take care of him. So when the mood is there, then Krishna remains like that.
Means that they have to protect him when he's grown up.
So they get the idea that he is a grown-up man, like it happens in the world. So they are not accompanying him in his activities anymore. He becomes independent.
And then he goes back to another, let's say, section of intensity of